Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video I'm covering the latest Russian podcast on Mr. Holodilnik's YouTube channel, and I'll make sure it links down below for that. It was translated by Sneaky Russian 007, and Nikita was there, also known as Train Fender, the COO of Battlestate Games, and the guests were Dunduk, Rusty Airsoft, Life Watcher, Axel TV, and BEB8P. And they were the members of it. So I'm going to cover all the major points. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So in the order of the podcast, I'm not going to go restructure it, but I'm just going to cover it all in how they spoke about it, because it was very all over the shop, and I'll try my best to summarize it in the best way possible. So Nikita brought out the fact that they have 33 people in their dev team working specifically on map development, and in part of the game concept, there's going to be traders locked to certain areas of the map. So you're going to have to move to certain areas eventually and go to that trader in that area. So I don't know if this means that, you'll extract customs and move into streets, for example, and as you extract, you'll have access to certain traders from there and then, go from there. But we'll have to wait and see what he means in that. But they did talk about in a previous interview on Streets of Tarkov that's where the game will be progressing when Streets of Tarkov comes out, which is still a fair way away. Nikita made a point that the game is meant to be hard, and he doesn't really give a fuck if you care about it or not. If you want to play a hard game, if you want to participate in a game that's very frustrating, then it's the kind of game for you. But if it's something that you don't think you're going to like, don't play it. That's pretty much how he said it. There is no dynamic loot in the game as of yet, but they do change stuff around themselves, and they want to make it so eventually there'll be simulations in the game or ways in the game that the game will automatically have dynamic loots and instances that will happen to make the game feel fresh. They spoke about some upcoming guns being added to the game, the UMP and the Vector. He also spoke about the Mark 18, which is a 338 Lapua. He did touch on the fact that they weren't going to add any 338s to the game, but they're looking at maybe doing it instead. They did touch on the very first time a DLC based around sniping and snipers, but they didn't go into detail about that. There was a brief mention of bipods being added with that, but we'll just have to wait and see. The discussion of labs coming in after Streets of Tarkov and how you're going to be able to transition from Streets of Tarkov to labs, because in the past they've said to be able to get to labs, you're going to have to go through Streets of Tarkov. Nikita said you'll also be able to get into labs via customs, but when you do finish labs, you're going to have to extract out of the next map. So if you extract into customs, you're going to have to survive the customs raid to get all the labs loot out, or Streets of Tarkov, depending on which way you're going to go. They're still planning the finer details for that, and we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen there. As for the next wipes, it's quite possible there'll be a wipe with 0.12.9, and there's 100% going to be a wipe with patch 0.13. They are looking into private test servers on an invite-only basis, and that's definitely planned. And it's going to be running on a different build to the game, and they're going to have select people that they're going to invite to participate in testing specific things within the game. So it's not just going to be normal general play styles. It'll be like, I don't know, they've added a new map and they need to find certain issues within that map. I don't know, but that's what they've said. The topic of the clan system was brought up, and it's still in the draft, but it will be added to the game eventually. Steam Audio's next modules have been tested with the game. They are very CPU heavy. Until they can get that down, it's still in a testing phase. Now that the double damage bug has been fixed for the Thorax, BS ammo will make a return to the game on the traders. Just not sure when, but he said it will be soon. In the future, they want to make it so you can lock specific items within your stash, so therefore you don't lose a backpack full of items when you hand it in for a quest, and then that will be some sort of fix for that issue, because there's many people that have handed in either rigs or backpacks that have had items in it for a quest and then lost all the value of all those items inside. So you'll be able to lock them when you're actually saving them for a task. As we've heard this many times, Raid Episode 4 is soon to be released, which is the live action Escape from Tarkov TV show, I guess. And they did discuss that there's been potential interest from external television companies and that to produce more episodes in a longer or grander scale. They did bring up the topic of the RMT and cheater issue within the game with a focus on RMTs, and he said that they see 100% of all the movement of items and money moving around within the game, and they're being able to flag people that are actually handing out large amounts of money within the game. Due to this, if you join a party with someone who's doing real money transactions by either buying or selling, there is a very high chance you will get banned under this new system. They spoke about adding a new 9x19 ammo, being the 7N21 ammunition. The preliminary patch notes for 0.12.7 will be available next week. In the past, when patch notes come out, the patch normally comes out the week after. So I'm excited to see if the patch notes do come out next week. I'd be expecting the patch to come out the following week, which will have the Senator scav boss from Shoreline and also the new expansion to Customs. There was a small advertisement for if you want to take part in the development of Escape from Tarkov. You can email them at hr@battlestategames.com or contact their community manager, Dimitri, on Twitter. I'll have links down below for both of them if you're interested in that. Next week, Battlestate Games want to do a stream from their office. It'll be one of those Tarkov TV live streams, and usually during those streams, they showcase a heap of new upcoming stuff. So I'm guessing that's why they want to do it from the office, which will hopefully show us a heap of the new Customs expansion. The topic of VOIP came up, and Nikita bounces all over the shop with this one, but he said he just wants to get it done and put it in the game, and then just let's see how it goes. They have lots of cool features planned for the future of Escape from Tarkov, but at the moment, they have to narrow it down to which ones are the highest priority. A perfect example is they want to make it so when you search a mag or check a mag to see how much ammo is in it, you can straight away from that function go into a reload if it's low enough. So they want to add all these cool features, but there's so many they want to add. They're just narrowing it down to which ones are the highest priority and which ones will come in. The very controversial topic of the weight system came into the game, and Nikita said that he wants to make it that the first initial overweight system will come in at 28 kilograms, and he knows that's going to piss a lot of people off. But I'm going to put in my 2 cents here, and I don't know if this is right or not, but when the new skill adjustments come in, potentially with the strength leveling, this should hopefully be increased as you level up your skills. We don't know what's going to be happening with this skills overhaul coming in the upcoming patches, but it might all line up so it actually isn't as bad as you think. Or it could be totally arse and we're all going to fucking together as a unison. Nikita touched on an upcoming feature being the scav table, and the way it's going to work is when you finish a scav run, you're going to have like a little limbo stash section that you can chuck all your scav loot onto, and then you can either sell directly from the scav table to the traders or use that as a bit of a Tetris place, so then you're not risking having no space in your stash whilst you're handing over your items from your scav run. Because even at the moment on my standard account, when I do a scav run, it's a massive Tetris battle to try and fit everything in. So they're adding a new little special scav table section where you're going to be able to sort out your items, sell from there, and then be able to get out of that main section so you can actually fit everything into your stash. The last part, changing PMC Faces is coming to Escape from Tarkov. Don't know when. They did touch on it, and that was pretty much it. Guys, I'm going to try and wrap this one up nice and quick, but that is everything that was brought up during the podcast. It was in Russian, and there was it all via translation from Sneaky Russian 007. I'll have a link down to his stream below. If you've got any questions, hit him up because he heard it straight from Russian, and so then he might have more clarification on any of these points, and particularly go say thank you. He's a really cool dude. I'm looking forward to see what happens next week with the Tarkov TV live podcast that they do from the office, if that goes ahead, because then we can get it in English and we can see exactly what's happening and get our questions answered there, hopefully. As always, guys, thanks for watching another video. If you liked it, make sure you smash the shit out of the like button. It really does help out the YouTube algorithm. If you like anyone's YouTube videos, definitely like it. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe for future content. Next raid episode probably either was just out or is just about to go out, and or in the next few hours I might delay it for this video. And no episodes of the raid series this weekend. Monday to Friday is when the raid series is. Besides that, I've got Fence Guide coming out very soon, and I'll be moving on to map guides from there. If you have any Tarkov questions, you can always hit me up on my live stream on Twitch. Otherwise, hit me up in the comments below. And lastly, I'll see you next time.